Phyrexia All Will Be One spoiler season is accelerating quickly, and we have a ton to go over today, including what I believe is one of the most powerful cards in the entire set, a probable modern staple, and a staff I never thought I'd see again. I do hope you enjoy this preview video, and if you do, remember to hit that like button and ding that little bell. Both help very much. Let's get into it. Mirran Safehouse is 3 mana for an artifact. As long as Mirran Safehouse is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all land cards in all graveyards. We're coming in hot straight from the beginning. Any card that uses the word all like this has to be respected. In a multiplayer game, think of the power this has. It can copy something as simple as a fetch land if you need another land. It can copy Gaia's Cradle, Lotus Veil, Lotus Field, you get the picture. But the best use for this Safehouse has already been figured out. Prepare yourself for pure greatness. Mirran Safehouse plus Mutavault plus Griffin Canyon. Mutavault activates into all creature types, so the Safehouse is all creature types. Then Griffin Canyon taps to untap target Griffin, which the Safehouse is, making it bigger. Thank you, Mirran Safehouse, for giving us a wonderful way to make a monstrously huge, irresponsibly large Griffin. I love this game sometimes. Staff of Completion is 3 mana for an artifact. You can tap it, pay 1 life, and destroy target permanent you own. You can tap it, pay 2 life, and add 1 mana of any color. You can tap it, pay 3 life, and proliferate. You can tap it, pay 4 life, and draw a card. And you can pay 5 to untap the staff. What an awesome reference to Staff of Domination. I love this so much. On the single staff, we have Despotic Scepter, Birds of Paradise, Karn's Bastion, a cantrip, and the classic self untap. Looking at this as objectively as possible, 2 abilities stand out. The first is Proliferate. Proliferate is a powerful keyword and it isn't on that many cards, and the cards it is on that let you use it repeatedly by activation pretty much all cost 4 mana each time. Being able to pay 3 life in a game of Commander instead of mana is a sweet deal for most anyone, and you can keep doing it each turn, and you can untap the staff with mana because you didn't use mana to activate it. It's so good. Now, the second interesting part of this card is the first ability. Being able to destroy your own stuff might seem weird, but with the sheer number of awkward graveyard-based strategies in the game now, this has value. Despotic Scepter already sees play in Linden, Blim, and the Beamtown Bullies. There's no reason the staff can't join them. Having another way to interact with these commander abilities is going to be a godsend. Staff of Completing is sick. Zenith Chronicler is 2 mana for a 3/1 artifact creature Phyrexian construct. Whenever a player casts their first multicolored spell each turn, each other player draws a card. Great gift to monocolor commander decks. Those extra cards will add up over the course of a game, and because it's pseudo-symmetrical, players might let it live longer than something like this normally would. The best part is that even if it does benefit the board, the monocolor deck will benefit the most. They are all assisting in the card draw, but you're just reaping the benefits. It's so much hashtag value. Clever Concealment is 2 of anything and 2 white for an instant with Convoke. Any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. Absolutely amazing card. This is Teferi's Protection Light. It covers your non-land permanents, which is totally fine, and it's easy to cast in a creature deck. This is a brilliant white offering to creature strategies in Commander. What a gift. Honestly, what a huge gift. You can use this basically wherever you want. I don't even have to analyze this card's power. It's right there on the surface. Why am I still talking about it? Let's move on. Glimmer Lens is a new card from the Commander product, 1 of anything and 1 white for an artifact equipment with an equipped cost of 2. It has 4 Mirrodins, so it enters the battlefield attached to a 2/2 rebel. Whenever equipped creature and at least 1 other creature attack, draw a card. Excuse me, what? This is so cheap and easy, and this is not what I was expecting out of white today. To be fair, I never expect this out of white, so I guess I was going to be surprised no matter when I saw it, but wow, is this impressive. It comes down as a 2/2, and you need 1 other creature to start drawing cards. The barrier to activation is just so stinking low. This will be fantastic for Commander players, cube players, and casual deck builders alike. I have no criticism for this card, it's great. Staff of the Storytellers is 1 of anything and 1 white for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Whenever you create 1 or more creature tokens, put a story counter on the staff. You can pay 1 white, tap it, and remove a story counter from it to draw a card. Getting more easily accessible card draw in white is never a bad thing, and this card from the Commander set does it really elegantly. It enters, makes a creature, and already gives you one counter to work with. Then you can do what white does. Make tokens, stock up on story counters, get an extra card per turn. It's surprisingly easy to interact with considering the value it can give over the course of a game. Myrel, Darien, Riss, Ginny Faye, it gets a counter every time you create. It's impressive. Minor Misstep is 1 blue mana for an instant. Counter target spell with mana value 1 or less. Mental Misstep! Hey everyone, it's Mental Misstep, except not stupidly broken to the point where it destroyed a format and had to be banned. I am very hyped for this card. The artwork is pretty great. Looks like a nod to Force of Negation a bit, doesn't it? Anyways, I think Minor Misstep has a real shot in Modern. The value in this is unequivocally countering 1-drops, which there are plenty of in Modern. Look at it this way. Spell Snare hits 2 mana cards and has seen a ton of play over Modern's tenure. Minor Misstep has way more targets than Spell Snare, Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Bolt, Esper Sentinel, and those are just off the top of my head. This is a Modern card, absolute solid and balanced card, A+ design put into this. Necrogen Raw Priest, great name, is 2 of anything, 1 black and 1 green for a 1/5 Phyrexian Zombie Cleric, great creature type with Toxic 2. Whenever a creature you control with Toxic deals combat damage to a player, that player gets an additional poison counter. You can also pay 1 of anything, 1 black and 1 green, and target creature you control with Toxic gains Death Touch until end of turn. This card is real cool in a Toxic deck. It is expensive, yes, but it comes with a massive amount of toughness, Toxic itself, and a nice activation ability that forces your opponents to make some difficult choices. Adding poison counters onto poison counters ends the game fast. Only being allowed 9 counters before that last one kills you doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room when something like this is doubling up your Might's Toxic presence. If it isn't included in the set's Commander deck, the Raw Priest makes a solid combo with Ixal, Scion of Atraxa, effectively giving it Toxic 3 and turning on its own corrupted trigger. It's very nice. Nim Razor Paladin is 4 of anything and 1 black for a 4/4 Phyrexia Knight with Toxic 2. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Well, hello there, Limited Bomb. A 5 mana 4/4 isn't that exciting, but Toxic 2 gives it a dangerous vibe, and recursion back to the hand for an important smaller creature you lost to your opponent's super valuable removal spell. So good for Limited. Also worth noting, this is another uncommon Toxic Paladin. We saw Paladin of Predation yesterday, also pretty chunky. I'm excited for the rest of the cycle. Capricious Hellraiser is 3 of anything and 3 red for a 4/4 Phyrexian Dragon with flying. This spell costs 3 less to cast if you have 9 or more cards in your graveyard. When the Hellraiser enters the battlefield, exile 3 cards at random from your graveyard, choose a non-creature, non-land card from among them, and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Wow, alright. So if you have 9 cards in your yard, in a spell-slinging deck I assume, this is triple red for a 4/4 flyer that flashes something back for you before it goes away for all eternity. I think the most interesting part of this card is that you don't need 9 cards in your yard. If you have just 1 in your graveyard, you can pay the 6 for this, exile the single card, and use it. If you can curate your graveyard correctly, you can make it so the randomness doesn't work against you. This card feels strong in a way that I haven't quite figured out yet, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that trigger working no matter how many cards are in your yard when it hits the battlefield. Gold Warden's Gambit is 6 of anything and 2 red for a sorcery with affinity for equipment. Create 5/2/2 red rebel creature tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. For each of those tokens, you may attach an equipment you control to it. Thank you, Commander deck cards. Jor Kadeen, first Gold Warden, was born for this moment. Sir Gwyn, also gross. For a cost much less than 8, because affinity for equipment is genius, you're getting 5 2/2s and saving a ton of mana on equip cost in the process. The mana cost may say 8 mana, but the actual value of total mana this card brings to the table is likely double that number, maybe even higher. Affinity for equipment was a smart design move, big fan. Roar of Resistance is 1 of anything and 1 red for an enchantment. Creature tokens you control have haste. Whenever 1 or more creatures attack, you may pay 2. If you do, creatures attacking your opponents and or planeswalkers they control get +2/+0 until end of turn. This is a card from the upcoming Commander product, and it is hilarious. I adore cards that mess with combat in Commander. They are always so funny and so easily mess up everyone's day. This one in particular buffs your own token strategies while simultaneously giving you more power over the table even when it isn't your turn. An unassuming enchantment at 2 mana, but a huge bargain for the value it brings you throughout the game. It's a solid card. Full Shock Factory is 2 of anything and 1 red for an artifact. You can tap it to add 1 red and put a charge counter on it. You can also pay 3 mana, tap it and sacrifice it to create an XX colorless golem artifact creature token with haste, where X is the number of charge counters on the factory. Activate only as a sorcery. Cards like these make me very happy. It has a ton of value in the early game as a mana rock, and then when you've outgrown it and don't need it anymore, you can cash in on that value with a giant golem creature token. There's no downside here. It has play in each major phase of the game. That's exactly what you want out of a card in a commander deck. Bloated Contaminator is 2 of anything and 1 green for a 4/4 Phyrexian beast with trample and toxic 1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. What? This thing has like quintuple upside and literally no downside. It's 3 mana for a 4/4, I'm listening. It has trample, okay, and it has toxic 1. Just that right there. Very good, certainly pushed, but then it goes 1 step further. Proliferating on combat damage to a player, it has trample. It's going to do that. This beast is absurd, totally nutso banana pants. Even the creature type is relevant. Like, whoever designed this card was having some aggressive vibes that day. This might be one of the most powerful cards we've seen so far, and from green, who would have guessed it? Tyrranax Rex is 4 of anything, a triple green for an 8/8 Phyrexian dinosaur that can't be countered. It has trample, ward 4, haste, and toxic 4. Well, hot dang, this dinosaur is friggin' angry. Getting heavy Carnage Tyrant vibes here. This is a limited bomb for sure, but in some type of ramp deck or a sideboard against a blue counter strategy, this feels inevitable in a way. Can't be countered, so it's definitely hitting the board, has ward 4, so even if there is an instant speed way to deal with it, it's going to cost a lot. It attacks right away, and is trampling over with 8 power, giving 4 poison counters to the opponent. Also reminds me of Putrefax in a way. Comes down as a surprise and accelerates the poison super quickly. This card is dangerous, mark my words. Athari Sun's Glory is 3 of anything, 1 red and 1 white for a 3/3 legendary creature phoenix with flying, lifelink, and haste. Whenever it attacks, you get an experience counter. Then create a 2/2 red rebel creature token that's tapped and attacking for each experience counter you have. You can also pay 4 mana and tap an untapped rebel you control to return Athari from your graveyard to the battlefield. You don't even have to sacrifice the rebel? Okay, this is from the Commander product, of course, and it is powerful. Triple combat relevant keywords, stupidly easy recursion, and a trigger that lets you grow a giant rebel army even after just a few turns. Do not underestimate how quickly something like this can get out of control. Sometimes experience counters add up fast. It's a fair warning. Another day down from the safe house that can become an infinitely large bird to a giant dragon that eats your graveyard, all the way to a disturbingly angry dinosaur. I think it's clear that Phyrexia All Will Be One isn't your grandma's Magic the Gathering set. I would love to hear what you all have to say about these cards, so please, please, please leave your comments below and let's chat about it. I have missed your cute faces. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel for more Phyrexia spoiler coverage and a ton more stuff because I'm just getting started. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.